Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Twin Stick 'em Up Bundle of October 2024. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you'll have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support will mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have the Ascent Cyber Edition. The Ascent starts slow, with its early missions feeling repetitive, as you trudge through the archaeology, flipping switches, and fighting generic mutants. Yet, once you enter Cluster 13 and hear the incredible soundtrack, the game hits its stride. Neon Giant's isometric shooter excels in its world building, with stunning visuals, punchy sound effects, and an atmosphere brimming with cyberpunk grit. The intricacies of its setting, from robotic taxi rides to NPC interactions, immerse you deeply in the dystopian landscape. Gameplay is a mix of twin-stick shooting, RPG mechanics, and chaotic co-op fun. The controls are tight, though bugs and janky mechanics sometimes disrupt the experience. The navigation system is particularly frustrating, often leading you into high-level areas unprepared, resulting in frustrating deaths. Despite these issues, the combat and co-op modes remain satisfying, with a variety of weapons and augmentations to keep you hooked. Enter the Cyber Heist DLC, a 3 to 5 hour expansion that offers a new area, the dark playground, and a handful of melee weapons, including the powerful guillotine katana. The DLC is challenging, with enemies up to level 40, but it feels like an extended side quest rather than a true continuation. While the new map provides fresh environments and a thrilling train level, the overall content lacks depth, recycling much of the base game's mechanics. The Cyber Edition also includes more weapons, technical gear, armor, and animated skins. Despite its flaws, the Ascent Cyber Edition delivers plenty of neon-lit action, and fans will find more to love in this gritty, futuristic world. At number 2 we have The Last Stand Aftermath, a roguelike survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies. You play as an infected survivor, racing against time as you scavenge for supplies and push forward before the infection claims your life. As you venture out from the end, a safe zone, your infection steadily worsens, draining your health and leaving you to make tough decisions. Do you risk entering dangerous areas for supplies, or save your dwindling stamina for future fights? The game punishes missteps, with limited resources like ammo and fuel, forcing you to think critically about your survival. The combat is intense, play as a twin-stick shooter in a procedurally generated world. You'll face hordes of zombies, each type more threatening than the last. Fat zombies explode, creating poisonous clouds, while tank-like brutes soak up bullets and hit hard. Tension mounts as the infection takes hold, and a sense of urgency never lets up. While The Last Stand Aftermath excels at creating a bleak atmosphere and challenging gameplay, it does fall into a repetitive cycle. The roguelike structure means you'll die often and start from scratch, which can become tedious. However, the upgrades you unlock after each run add replay value and depth to the experience. If you're a fan of survival horror or the original series, The Last Stand Aftermath is a satisfying return to form, blending intense action with strategic resource management. At number 3 we have OTXO, a gripping action simulation game. In this roguelike top-down shooter, reminiscent of Hotline Miami, you don a mask on a subway ride, leading your consciousness into a haunted mansion where escape is elusive. The game's narrative, while simple, involves your character repeatedly reincarnating on the beach surrounding the mansion after each death, with minimal story content. Despite the lack of a deep narrative, the gameplay takes center stage, offering a fast-paced, intense experience. OTXO demands your constant attention and punishes small errors, sending you back to the beginning upon death. The core gameplay loop involves facing waves of enemies and challenging bosses, creating a riveting and frustrating experience. The high stakes keeps you engaged, requiring strategic thinking and precision in every action. A unique aspect of OTXO is the weapon stealing mechanic, encouraging experimentation and exploration with different weapons. The game's customization options, including weapon and drink selection, add depth to each run, providing various strategies and keeping the gameplay exciting. Unlockable weapons and drinks, obtained through in-game currency, contribute to the customization, although the shared currency for upgrades and unlocking new mechanics introduces decision-making challenges. While enemy variety is limited, the readable patterns and intense boss fights make up for it. The soundtrack enhances the overall experience, complementing the game's ambiance with catchy and intense music. OTXO's visual design effectively differentiates characters and weapons, creating a captivating atmosphere. OTXO offers an exhilarating and intense gameplay experience, demanding strategy and precision. Despite some frustrations with the currency system and enemy variety, the game's solid mechanics and customization options make it a compelling choice for fans of high-intensity games. And number 4 we have Go Mecha Ball, a neon-soaked twin-stick shooter where you control a mech that can transform into a high-speed wrecking ball. It's all about the fast reflexes, chaotic combat, and blasting your way through robotic enemies and dazzling, vibrant arenas designed to test your skills. You start the game as one of the 4 distinct mechs, each equipped with different weapons and power-ups, rolling into arenas packed with ramps, pits, and enemies to destroy. The thrill comes from switching between shooting and curling into a ball to either dodge or smash into foes. Each battle feels fast and intense, and the game's visually stunning neon aesthetic only adds to the excitement. The gameplay is incredibly satisfying, with quick battles and adrenaline-pumping action. However, the lack of variety holds it back. Once you get the hang of it, you may notice that each run starts to feel a bit repetitive. With only 4 worlds and a handful of weapons and upgrades, you'll quickly run out of new content. While the boss fights offer great moments, the rest of the game's roguelike structure lacks enough depth to keep you engaged for the long term. Go Mecha Ball offers a fun, frantic experience, but runs out of steam quite quickly. If you're after a weekend of high-octane action, this game delivers, but don't expect it to last much longer than that, unless you don't mind the repetitive loop. And number 5 we have Windowkill, a unique multi-window twin-stick shooter that brings chaos to your desktop, constantly challenging you as the game plays out across multiple moving windows. In Windowkill, your main challenge is not only blasting enemies, but also managing the shrinking and expanding windows around you. Your bullets stop at the window's edge, meaning you need to shoot the borders to expand your space, while avoiding enemies swarming in. Bosses and enemies appear in different windows, which makes it a frantic experience as you try to manage both space and foes. It is clever, chaotic, and incredibly engaging. You can also power up your character whenever you want. By spending purple gems, you can upgrade your health, unlock multi-shots, or even get splash damage from your bullets. These upgrades make each run feel dynamic and keep you engaged. After defeating bosses, you're rewarded with special items like a window that constantly damages enemies, or temporary boosts to expand your play area. The game is a true test of your multitasking abilities, as you're always thinking about your next move, dodging, shooting, or expanding windows all at once. Unfortunately, while it works well on desktop setups, Windowkill struggles on devices like the Steam Deck. Still, if you're looking for a fresh take on the bullet hell genre that mixes strategy with fast-paced action, Windowkill is a game that's hard to put down. Just be prepared for some chaos. And number 6 we have Ruiner, a top-down cyberpunk action shooter set in a dystopian future, offering intense combat and a visually stunning neon-drenched world. In Ruiner, you step into the shoes of a silent, masked protagonist, navigating the gritty streets of Rancok, a dark, futuristic city oozing with cyberpunk atmosphere. The game immediately grabs you with its vibrant, chaotic aesthetic. Blaring red text, flashing lights, and a haunting soundtrack immerse you in this brutal, tech-heavy world. You're on a mission to rescue your brother, and every step through this grimy urban jungle is a fight for survival. Combat is fast-paced and challenging, relying heavily on your ability to dash and dodge incoming attacks. You'll wield a wide range of weapons, from shotguns to futuristic blades, fighting enemies who are augmented with cybernetic enhancements. The difficulty is punishing, but the game encourages you to keep pushing forward with its addictive just one more try vibe. While Ruiner excels in its stunning visuals and tight combat, the gameplay can feel repetitive after a while. Enemy variety is also limited, and some boss fights lack depth. Rancok, though visually striking, feels a bit small and underutilized, leaving you wanting more exploration. Despite these flaws, Ruiner delivers a thrilling, high-octane experience. Its style, fast-paced action, and gritty world make it a must-play for fans of cyberpunk and action shooters. If you're ready for a challenge and a visual feast, Ruiner will keep you hooked until the very end. And number 7 we have Lone Ruin, an action-packed roguelike where you battle arcane enemies with a variety of weapons in bite-sized runs. In Lone Ruin, every run begins with a crucial choice of weapon, and you're immediately drawn into its gritty synthwave necromancer aesthetic. With 8 starting weapons and random buffs, you'll constantly experiment with new strategies. The fast-paced action ramps up quickly, with enemies ranging from simple bats to giant laser-firing monsters. Every decision matters, whether it's upgrading your spells or choosing passive buffs to enhance your performance. The procedural level design means each room brings unpredictable challenges, keeping you on your toes. You'll need to master your dash ability, which lets you avoid attacks and navigate through rooms. As you progress, enemies increase in complexity, and bosses will truly test your skills. A notable aspect is the game's variety of viable loadouts. Whether you favor quick-firing weapons or heavy hitters, Lone Ruin ensures every choice can lead to victory. Upgrades are plentiful, and you're given freedom in customizing your playstyle. The game's stylish visuals are complemented by a dark, atmospheric soundtrack, which enhances the intensity of the action. Despite a bug that causes you to fall through the floor on certain bosses, Lone Ruin remains engaging. The survival mode adds extra replayability, with online leaderboards keeping you hooked. If you're looking for a challenging, fluid roguelike, Lone Ruin delivers an experience you'll want to keep coming back to. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle presents a solid selection for gamers, particularly those interested in unique mechanics and cooperative play. The inclusion of titles like Windowkill and OTXO could appeal to those looking for fresh experiences. While some may find value in the DLC for the Ascent, others might pass if they already own key games. This bundle strikes a balance between novelty and value, making it a worthwhile consideration for those who haven't acquired these titles yet. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.